Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, not too much is happening today. It's Saturday, a quiet day. I still wanted to update you and answer a couple of questions that I had in the comments. But yeah, it is a quiet day. It's weekend. And also I think last Saturday was a really quiet day. And then it started to pick up a little bit on Sunday. And as expected, usually towards the end of the week, towards the weekly candle close, I think there was some volatility. There was some movement before it then really started to crash down, throughout the week. So what I really wanted to highlight here again is that we are still here on our way down. I think a lot of people still think that the low, or already think that the low is in. That is a very dangerous thought. Not that I'm saying it is not in. It could be in. Yeah, it could be in at any time now, as I said, because the price has moved into my target area here. That is the area where you would just expect the price to go into in such a wave 2. So based on the Elliott Wave method, we had here a wave 1 to the upside in April, and we came down here in a wave 2. And this ABC pattern is part of that wave 2. And in that wave 2, you need to make a lower low. Yeah, so I mean, in that wave C, which is part of the wave 2, you need to make a lower low compared to the wave A here. That wave A was at 28.6, 28.7K back in June. We have made that lower low, and therefore the price chart has fulfilled everything it needed to do from this higher level point of view. Now, my Elliott Wave count suggests that we are going to see one more low at least. Yeah, my view is it will only be one more low, which currently is which I argue is because we came down here in a wave 3, yeah, in red, highlighted in red. We are now in this 4th wave, and we will come down in a 5th wave, in one more wave down here in red, and that will complete also this wave 2, this higher level wave 2. The problem that I have a little bit with understanding this as this from a scenario that the low is already in, the price just doesn't prove anything yet. So if the market proves my scenario wrong, I need to see some kind of an impulsive move up, which I don't see. So an impulse would be a 5-wave move. The problem is that what we have here is a triangle pattern. Yeah, and if I wanted to count this here as an impulsive move, I would really have difficulty. So I would need to count this here kind of as a wave 1. Then this here would need to be a wave 2. The problem I have with that is that a wave 2 never comes only as a triangle. You know, and then the next wave up would need to be the wave 3. Now, I think we all could do with the low being in. I think everybody would be happy if the low was in now, especially, you know, for channel members. I've published my buy and sell orders. My buy orders have pretty much all been triggered. There are, I think, a few exceptions that haven't triggered yet. And we could all do now with some upside. But the short-term Elliott Wave count just suggests there will be one more low, or at least one more low. And the thing is, I don't see any bullishness here yet. Now, that can emerge at any time, and if it emerges, I will let you know, right? And then the market has proven this count wrong, but that wouldn't be a problem. We would just adjust to the new reality, yeah? Because if the market does something that would invalidate this bearish count, and that would show us, okay, we are back in an impulse, then there's no problem. We can just adjust, yeah? But we need to wait for that signal. At the moment, the market just doesn't show that signal yet, and therefore I just have to assume that we come down once more lower. Same way I've throughout the last 6 months assumed that we will come down once more lower and will hit this yellow target area. You know, there were many people who said here, you know, when we moved all the way up to 45K, that we will go to new all-time highs, the low is in for Bitcoin. I heard often that the low was in here on the 24th of January. Now, my view was all the time that we're going to come down once more lower. Yeah, I had a couple of scenarios, but the way was always down in the end, yeah. So we came here in the end, and the same way I'm now seeing, no, there is no bullishness yet in the chart, not yet. Yeah. However, I would expect at least one more lower low here in this wave 5. That could complete the wave 2. That is the shorter term Elliott Wave count that would complete that low. And that could go down, I mean, from a target point of view, anywhere in this yellow target area, yeah. Now, what I actually need to do, I need to reduce now this target area down, because I actually expect now that we are going to go once more lower, and that we are going to go below the wave 3, right? So keeping it here it doesn't probably make any more sense, because my scenario has shifted, or it hasn't shifted, but we need to complete that correction of ideally now need to make a lower low compared to the wave 3. At least come to the same level or make a slightly lower low. So this is actually where the target begins for this wave 5, at just below the wave 3 low here, which was at 25.4k on what level was it? Yeah, 25.4 here on Bitstamp. Yeah? Now that might differ from exchange to exchange a little bit. One level that would make sense, I think, is here the 22k level, the 200-week moving average, or the 20k level, which is the previous bull market high. So this would unfold here as a 5-wave move to the downside. Yeah, the idea is that we have seen here the wave 4 peak, and that we're now coming down in 1, 2, 3, and in this wave 3 we might now be possibly here in a 1, 2, yeah, again, and the next wave down should be a very strong one if this is how it is unfolding. Now, I said to you earlier today in the video that we could still be here, yeah, in this wave 3, in a 1, 2, that might already complete. So just to label that once more, in a wave 3 itself has 5 waves, so we could already be here in a 1, 2, and this would need to be the wave 3 then, yeah, 4, 5, and that would complete that wave 3. But to do that, it would now need to move down quite strongly. A wave 3 of a wave 3 is oftentimes very strong. It hasn't done that yet. So I said, you know, we could move a bit higher here still, yeah, and if we break above 29,350, that dotted line here, the wave 2 will probably shift to over here. And after that, we will probably see the move down. That is what I have to expect. Okay, and this is how I can currently see it. So shortly, I think we are going to see some more upside again, as we've seen it throughout the last week, making lower lows and lower highs here. The question I really wanted to answer here in this, I had this a few times in this video, is what is the probability of the price dropping below my target area and actually going down maybe to 15 to 10k? Because people say that. And I have to say to you, it is possible. It is absolutely possible in this scenario. We can see Bitcoin drop even further. But at the moment, I don't see the evidence for that, okay? So it doesn't make any sense to talk about it, to think about it really. It's possible, well, it makes sense maybe to mention it, but I did mention it before that it's possible. And I also show you why, because if we take the Fibonacci retracement levels of that wave 1 here, we can see that the 61.8% Fibonacci retracement level is at around 27.2k. So we already were below that. Found support here and are currently above the 61.8% Fib level. Now in a wave 2, as you probably know if you've been following my channel, cryptocurrencies and generally assets, they often also move down to the 78.6% Fib level. So it would not be unlikely to actually see that 17k level, the 78.6%, and in the worst case, maybe even the 88.7% Fibonacci retracement level. However, if we get to that level, I don't see many altcoins to survive, to be honest. Yeah? But the 78.6, 17k might be something that I might go with, okay? I think that would sort of be my personal worst case scenario. Would this be supported by the lower time frame Elliott Wave count? Yes. And it would be supported. I would have to look at the wave count and change something, but this is actually not unlikely. So just to answer that question once and for all, because I'm looking at this bit here. Yeah. So when we came down from the peak here, when remember that peak at 48k, we came down. This here was a first wave 1, this a wave 2. I can label that differently as well. Then we had here another wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I can label that differently, and I can see that here as a wave 3 of 3. Which would mean that this is a wave 3 of 3, which means this one here would be the wave 4, yeah. We would then see the wave 5 down here. So this is a wave 3 of 3, this is a wave 4 of 3, this is a wave 5 of 3, which means afterwards I would still get another wave 4. We hate wave 4s on this channel. And we would get a wave 5, which will probably be even lower. Yeah? And only here then we would complete this wave 2, this wave 5, this wave C, and so on. So that will be lower. The reason why I say that is actually not unlikely is because this is such a long distance here. And as I said, it would be a wave 3 of 3. A wave 3 of 3 is oftentimes very long. So it would make sense from that point of view. And the way I had labeled it before, just move that back. Done, done. Is it? A second. I think it is. I don't know what I did here now. Okay. No, yeah, it's done now. So the way I had labeled it now is that this wave 4 is very short. Yeah. So to complete that red wave 3 here, that wave 4 doesn't really match that wave 2. It's a bit too short. So this is not my primary scenario, what I just showed you, the alternative count actually, where we could come down even lower, but it's possible. This here is currently my primary scenario and I will focus on it, but just by looking at the longer term Elliott Wave count and also here the shorter time frame Elliott Wave count, they would both allow for the prices to even drop further. Unfortunately, we won't know that until we really get a bit closer to the target. And the key is when we move down here, when we make this whole leg down and the next lower low, yeah, when we make that and then see how the price reacts to the upside, this will be the clue that we need to determine, is the low now in, or do we actually need to extend this downtrend? But I think we haven't seen the low yet. I think there will be one more low. Theoretically, it's possible the low could be in, but the lower time frame count doesn't support this at all. But since we came down here on the 12th of May, I've been telling you that every low now, so every lower low could be the lowest one and could be the beginning of the new uptrend. But we're not there yet. Okay, so this is my view about Bitcoin. Just want to answer that question here once and for all. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, check out the channel membership and also maybe the trading course I'm currently offering on morecryptoonline.com. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.